From the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, welcome to Iowa Live. I am Lou, and we are very happy to have a very special guest joining us here today. We have Taylor Parker here, he's president of Concept by Iowa Hearing, to talk about something very important. First of all, thank you for being here, man.
Thank you for having us. It's great to be here. We love to share information anytime we can about hearing and hearing loss.
Yeah, and this is really important, especially those people that are out there that might have some parents or relatives who are getting older, because we're going to talk about dementia, and we're going to talk about the relationship between hearing and dementia.
Yeah, and it's really important to understand the correlation between the two. Most, for years, people have wanted to just take hearing loss and put it over here on the side. That it's something that I'll do later in life, and something that, I can put off, that I can ignore for a while, that my ears are just like, a disconnect I can just pull off and put over here, and just wait. And all the research from Johns Hopkins from Stanford to Cambridge University, phenomenal studies have been done over the course of the last 25 years. And what they have found is that individuals that don't treat their hearing loss are 2 to 5 times more likely to develop dementia. And you're sitting there saying, well, how is that? And it has to do with our brain has to get a signal. We're on TV. Think about when it snows really hard, or there's, elements that go on, sometimes the signal gets jumbled. And you're trying to piece it together. You're watching your favorite show, and all of a sudden, oh, I missed something. I'm trying to piece it together. And your brain is doing that all the time with an untreated hearing loss. It's getting a broken signal, and it's having to work harder. It's having to pull from somewhere else.
Because it's used to getting the signals without interruption.
Correct, because we have normal hearing. It's working in concert all the time. And so when you have that untreated loss, your brain is pulling from cognitive. So your cognitive is actually being robbed, because your brain is a pie. It's pulling from cognitive, and then we have an MRI that if you come into our offices and take a look, there's an MRI of a brain that has normal hearing, and then it's an untreated hearing loss.
We have that scan here, as a matter of fact. Take a look at this and take a look at.
And that is actually what happens to your brain. So
it shrinks?
It shrinks, and it physically changes form. But the issue with that is that when you treat your hearing loss, your brain doesn't go back to the right. It doesn't go back to that normal. Your brain stays now in that new physical form, and that's where all these pieces come together of the cognitive decline, the ramp up to dementia. And I just literally read this morning that they're calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. That it's all these correlations going together now. It's just amazing. And the studies have shown that by treating your hearing loss with hearing devices can reduce or delay dementia symptoms by up to 75%. So there is something you can do about it, but you just have to make that step to really understand what it is, what does it take, and that waiting is not helping your brain. Your ears are just sending the signal. Your brain is what processes that information, and we're depriving our brain, causing it to change form. And
so the waiting portion is what's going to cause the damage.
Correct.
So you need to get your hearing corrected. If you're out there and you're having problems hearing, you're having people repeat things over and over again, obviously it's time to get your hearing checked. But you said, we saw the image here with the brain shrinking, and it does not.
It doesn't go back.
No,
it doesn't go back. No.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing to understand, is that the damage you do, if you came in and got your hearing tested today, Lou, and you had some issues, you had some things that you came in to get tested for, then if you said, I'm going to wait a little bit, and you wake up the next morning, you're not going to notice that picture. You're still going to have the issues that you came in with yesterday, but it's the compounding of daily depriving your brain that's causing that to happen. So 3 years from now, when you make that decision, you have caused some issues to happen because you've deprived your brain. Your brain's actually having to pull from other areas.
And I think the word that you would want to use, and I hate using the word, is damage. You're causing damage to your brain.
Oh, it is. It's 100%. I mean, that picture shows.
No question
that's
about that.
That's physical damage that you're actually doing to your brain by waiting. And there's things you can do about it, but yet we want to put hearing loss over here and think it's something I have to do later in life, but not today. But it's no different than anything else. When it happens, it happens. It's not like, you can damage your hearing today, wait 10 years, and then say, oh, well, now I'm going to treat it. Everything else in our body we treat when it happens, and hearing loss is no different.
Right. If your vision starts going away, you get glasses.
Yeah.
You get your eyes corrected. So if your hearing is going away, get it corrected.
And if usually the hearing individual is the last one to know. So if someone around you is encouraging you or, making comments about, I don't think you're here very well, or are you not hearing me? That they know usually 5 to 7 years before you do that you have a hearing loss. So take that into an account. If you know someone, whether it's a spouse, mother, father,
right,
aunt, uncle, someone, just encourage them to, go and get their hearing checked.
All right, Concept by Iowa Hearing, folks. You can see there 15 clinic locations around the state of Iowa. You have them here in Des Moines, West Des Moines. You have them in Ames, Grinnell, Pella, Pleasant Hill, really about anywhere you turn.
Anywhere in the central Iowa area. And if you have family in eastern Iowa, we've got locations over there. We go all the way to the river, north and south.
All right, for just check out iowahearing.com, iowahearing.com to get to the website. There is the phone number, the toll-free number to get a hold of them as well. So please do so. If you have an issue or you know someone who does, you need to get it corrected sooner rather than later for the benefit of the person.
Best thing to do.
All right. Thank you so much.
So
Thank you for the information.